Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshadari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gauravaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So today I am in temple because today we have some evening youth program here, so we came early. So if you see this poster, means I am in temple. If you see that Yashoda and Krishna picture, I am in the program. So if you see some other picture, I am somewhere. From everywhere, I try to find out or find some place from where I can use class. So the background may keep changing. So last week I was in Tirupati. So I prayed for all of you. Lord God. And I was planning to send you online laddu. Picture of but I thought that will be offense. All of you will be angry. So, but I sent some pictures of the Tirumalahi. And I met one devotee named Natai Nateshwar Guru, Natai Nateshwar from Abu Dhabi, I think. Abu Dhabi. So he was also there in Tirupati. I told about you, and he said, "Yeah, I know poet devotees, and he knows some of you, Mani Muchan Krishna provide like that." You heard about it? Natai Nateshwar from Abu Dhabi? No. Yeah. I was planning to send Prasadam with him, but I don't know how much is Abu Dhabi distance with Kuwait and how.
It's a different country. It's a UAE. It's a different emirate.
Oh, so I thought it may not reach, so I didn't send.
No, your thoughts are more important than the actual Prasadam.
My thoughts reached. It was nice.
Krishna's name, pastime, form are not different like that. The thoughts. Yeah, E-Prasadam is also good enough.
Yeah, but sometimes I will send you actual prasad also, like last time I sent. So it was nice. Almost 3 hours it took for us in darshan. And,
went to Tiruchanur also, Padmavati.
Yeah, Padmavati, some other Govindraj temple and other temples there. We visited that. Parents had desire to go from long time. I also went with them. It was nice. And tomorrow we are going to Dehu, another picnic with some congregation devotees. I am just roaming here and there because I don't have any other work. Tomorrow we are going to Dehu. Dehu, you have heard?
Right?
Dehu, place near Pune, where Tukaram Maharaj took birth.
Oh, okay.
Great Saint Tukaram Maharaj. You might have heard about Tukaram Maharaj.
Tukaram Maharaj, yes, of course.
Yeah, so his place where from that same place he had actually gone back to world. When he in the final pastime, Lord sent Vaikuntha airplane to pick him up, and he
his wife was not believing, and she didn't come.
Yeah. Right? Yes. So he actually asked her, "You can also come. Today is the day where I'm going back to Vaikuntha, and you had a great contribution in my life.
It's the opportunity."
Yeah. So you also please come. In that Vaikuntha, are there these children are there? Whether my house will be there, and whether this buffalo will be there. She was so much attached to the buffalo. She said, "Will I get this buffalo in the Vaikuntha?" Tukaram Maharaj said, no, these things you will not get. She said, then I don't want to go. So buffalo, she was so much attached to the buffalo and the house. And then Tukaram Maharaj said, okay, no problem. Then he alone went. And that place is there, that tree is still there, where the tree witnessed that Tukaram Maharaj going back to Godhead in the
And
self.
and one of his paraphernalia falls down, no, Prabhuji, from the airplane.
That I
Something like
hear.
that.
Acha.
Something falls down, then only they realize that he is already he's going like that.
Acha,
Something
acha.
I've heard something.
I think all of them saw because this plane when it came, it was very bright and they could see little bit something has come. In front of them, this plane went. So all the people were waiting there whether Tukaram Maharaj will come back again. So for a long time they were waiting. And then he didn't come. Then they realized he has gone back. So then his wife also cries so much and children they cry. So that place is called Vaikunta Gaman. And that tree on that day when that Tithi comes actually shakes, shivers in ecstasy. That tree. That day is called Tukaram Beach. So that place is there. So we are visiting these few places tomorrow. Very nice place. Near to Pune.
Prabhuji, if you can please take some pictures and send it to us, please. So that
Okay,
we can have the darshan of the tree.
Okay, tomorrow just drop me one message. Hopefully I will remember.
Yeah, I'll send a message.
Yeah, because so whole day we are there. Nice place, Dehu, near from Pune, 35-40 kilometers. Very good placement. Okay, anyway, we are in Pound Rock. We have to deal with Pound Rock now today. Yeah. Oh. Quickly, we have to read somebody fast. The summary, founder of the false Vasudeva. Who would like to read? Yeah.
Anutama Gopal Prabhu has raised hand. Prabhu, please.
Oh, Acha, Anutama Gopal, yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Chapter 66. Paundraga, the false Vasudeva. This chapter relates how Lord Krishna went to Kashi, present-day Benares, and killed Paundraga and Kashi Raja, and how the Lord's Sudarshana disc defeated a demon, incinerated the city of Kashi, and killed Sudakshina. While Lord Baladeva was visiting Braja, King Paundraga of Karusha, encouraged by fools, announced that he was the real Vasudeva. Thus, he challenged Lord Krishna with the following message: since I alone am the true personality of Godhead, you should give up your false claim to this position, as well as my divine symbols, and take shelter of me. If you do not, then prepare for battle. When Ugrasena and the members of his royal assembly heard Paundraga's foolish boast, they all laughed heartily. Sri Krishna then told Paundraga's messenger to convey a message to his master. O fool, I will force you to give up the so-called Sudarshana disc and the other divine symbols of mine you have dared to assume. And when you lie down on the battlefield, you will become the shelter of dogs. Lord Krishna then went to Kashi. Paundraga, seeing the Lord preparing for battle, quickly came out of the city to confront him with his army. His friend Kashiraja followed him, leading the rear guard. Just as the fire of universal devastation destroys every living being in all directions, so Lord Krishna annihilated the armies of Paundraga and Kashiraja. Then, after chastising Paundraga, the Lord beheaded both him and Kashiraja with his Sudarshana disc. Thereafter, he returned to Dwaraka. Because Paundraga had constantly meditated on the Supreme Lord, even dressing like him, he gained liberation. When Krishna beheaded Kashiraja, the king's head flew into a city, and when his queens, sons, and other relatives saw it, they all began to lament. At that time, a son of Kashiraja's named Sudakshina, wanting to avenge his father's death, began worshipping Lord Shiva with the intention of destroying his father's killer. Gratified by Sudakshina's worship, Lord Shiva offered him a choice of benedictions, and Sudakshina asked for a means to kill the one who had slain his father. Lord Shiva advised him to worship the Dakshinagni fire with black magic rituals. This Sudakshana did, with the result that a fearsome demon with a body of flames appeared from the pit of the sacrificial fire. The demon rose up carrying a fiery trident and at once set off for Dwaraka. The residents of Lord Krishna's capital became terrified as the demon approached the city, but Lord Krishna assured them of protection and dispatched his Sudarshana Chakra to oppose the magic creation of Lord Shiva. The Sudarshana overpowered the demon, who then returned to Varanasi and burned Sudakshana to ashes together with his priests. The Sudarshana disc following the demon entered Varanasi and burned the entire city to the ground. Then the Lord's disc returned to his side in Dwaraka. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So, this is a Paundraka, the false Vasudeva. False Vasudeva. So, what you are able to see?
Yes, bro.
How this false Vasudeva looks. He looks comedy. So these people behind are laughing. Whom he looks more like than Krishna? Any other god he resembles from the picture? Can you guess? No? By seeing his stomach.
If he has a if he has an elephant face, he might look like Ganesh.
Sudama, Prabhu.
Sudama, no, not Sudama. Our this Lord Ganesh. Ganesh has a big stomach, no? And this stone trunk. So he looks more like Ganesh than Lord Krishna. So how comedy it is, and he was really thinking he is actually Vasudeva, Paundra. Everybody is laughing. So what happens? Paundra, he sends a message to Lord Krishna. Paundra sent message to Lord Krishna. What is the Paundra's message you see? I am the one and only Vasudeva who have descended here to show mercy to Jivas. Give up my personal symbols and come to me for shelter. If you do not, then you must give me battle. Not sleep reply. When you lie dead, your face covered by vultures, and which birds? Mata birds will become the shelter of dogs. So who are sitting here? Two of them?
Krishna and Balaram.
Yeah. So when they heard this Paundraka's message, they started laughing. He's claiming to be real. See, Lord Hari laughed heartily by seeing him dressed like an actor on the stage. Not a cut off Paundraka. Now Krishna cut off Kashira's head from his body and sent flying. So, so this Paundraka was thinking himself as Lord Krishna. So he was such a big fool. So the imitation, actually, all imitation started from Paundraka. So we see nowadays in the Yuga so many false gods. And if we see the biggest exporter, India is the biggest exporter of which product? Today India is the biggest exporter of
Beef.
Software.
no.
False God. False gods.
False gods. India is the biggest exporter of false gods. So many gods get exported daily and they go to different parts of the world. And they have their mud, samska. During Prabhupada times also, who was there? That fellow who went from India. And he had Prabhupada stayed at his place.
Maharishi was Maharishi Mahesh Yoga. That is transcendental meditation. And
That
there was
Mr. Nair? No, not
yoga
Nair.
teacher was there in New York.
What was his name? Ram
Mishra?
Mishra. Ram Mishra. Huh? Ram Mishra. It was Ram Mishra. This will also claim like that, similar thing. That I am God, you are God, everybody is God. Like that. So since that time, before that time, since Paundraka's time, actually everybody is trying to imitate God. Everybody is trying to become God. And India, so many people are there who claim to be God, and they're exporting, and they go to different countries, and there they claim, I am God, I am God, I am God. So even Swami Vivekananda also went to America and he gave that big speech. And his philosophy was same, that you are God, I am God, everybody is God, everybody can become God. So this tendency of everybody becoming God has come from Paundraka, the false God, the false Vasudeva, imitation God. So in this world there are which all types of imitations? There is imitation jewelry, the imitation gold. You know what is that called? Imitation gold. Some name is there. It's called Rolex.
Covering.
Rolled gold.
Rolled gold. Rolled gold. It looks like gold, but
It is
it's
called
not.
as original duplicate.
That gold, that rolled gold is called original duplicate. Achha. My God. And there is duplicate ghee. You know what is that called? In India, it's more famous.
Dalda, Vanaspati.
Vanaspati ghee. We also name it Vanaspati ghee. There is no ghee from any angle. It's dalda. It looks like ghee. Imitation milk. Recently, they are making milk, which is not from the cow. From some they mix some urea or something and they make milk. The milk without cow. So there is no imitation milk. The imitation flowers. There's so many imitation.
Imitation watch is very famous, especially in Malaysia. There are different gradations. They'll ask you first cut imitation, second cut imitation, third cut imitation, like that. And believe me, Prabhuji, it's like it's almost same. Like you can never find out which is original and which is duplicate. So it is
imitation watches. Yeah. So if there is something branded, then there will be something imitation comes. So for everything there is some imitation. Even I heard, in Pune only one fellow, he opened he was in ISKCON, but due to something he went out of ISKCON, was thrown out of ISKCON. But he wanted the name of ISKCON. So he opened an institute which name is TISKCON. TISKON. In Pune only, some temple here. I heard from some devotees. So ISKCON is imitation ISKCON. So wherever there is original, there has to be duplicate. So the original is spiritual world and duplicate is material world. The original was Lord Krishna and duplicate is Paundraka. So this Paundraka started the imitation thing, imitation God. So in this world, everyone wants to become God. So that tendency has come from Paundraka. So once they had interview on TV. So there in South India, there were two people who were claiming that they are the Kalki avatar. Lord Krishna, same Lord Krishna has come in this world now as the same as Kalki avatar. And Kalki avatar appeared before the scheduled time because he is so eager to re-establish Dharma. So, but what happened? There were two people who were claiming they are Kalki avatar. So, what did the TV show they did? They called both the Kalki avatar together. They didn't inform each other. And they put a live show and they had called both Kalki avatar together and then they said, see, this man claims to be Kalki Avatar, and this man also claims to be Kalki Avatar, and they both are in front of the camera, watch live, and everybody was watching live. And they said, now we are going to ask them a question. And what was the question, you know? Please decide amongst you who is actually real Kalki Avatar. And then you know what happened after that? Can you imagine?
They were fighting in front of the TV program.
You saw that show?
Yeah, it was very famous in South India at that point of time. And recently, that person, the second person, is now got arrested, and he's behind bars for some other misconduct.
Yeah. Oh, I just heard this story from somebody. They both started fighting in front of the TV show, and then the reporter said, "Do you believe these two people who are fighting will be Kalki Avatar? The Avatar is there; he will not fight like this. He will have so much power. He did not fight." So like that, so many people claim to be Avatar, God, and everybody is God, and people also believe that. You know why people believe that he is God, he is God, he is God. I am also God. Everybody is God. Why people like to believe that everybody is God? I am God. Because what one feels, I am God. There is so much of uh, joy in that. Yeah? I am also God. Everybody insults me, everybody tramples me, everybody says so many words at me, but actually I am God. It's such a satisfaction for the ego. Somebody says, you are God, he is God, everybody is God. So that's why people accept this philosophy so much. Everybody is God, everybody is God, you are also God. Only you have to realize that you are God. One such person had once come to our temple, and he met our brahmachari. So he had come with his family, and then they had so the devotee took him for the Balaji darshan. Balaji. So when he saw this fellow, he saw Balaji being worshipped very opulently and nicely, gold decoration. So he said to this brahmachari that, oh, thank you. You are worshipping me very nicely. Thank you for worshipping me very nicely. Something you understand what is worshipping you nicely. You are worshipping here Balaji very nicely. So you mean like that? Yeah. You are worshipping Balaji means you are worshipping me only. So you are worshipping me very nicely. Oh, I am standing there in the altar. So you are worshipping me very nicely. So thank you very much. So this Brahmachari thought, oh, this fellow is a Mayavadi. He considered himself God. So he said, oh, really? So you think yourself God? Yeah, I am God, and I am same Balaji, I am same Radha Vrindavan Chandra, I am same Jagannath. I am same person, and you are worshipping very nicely. I am so happy with all of you. ISKCON people are worshipping very nicely. This Brahmachari was shocked. So he said, okay, no problem. Now we will go for in the Govinda's restaurant, we'll eat. And then when they went for eating, this Brahmachari ordered the person, the waiter, that bring 100 idlis for this fellow. And they brought really 100 idlis full with picked up and gave. They said, take this idli. Then Brahmachari said to him, you claim yourself to be God, so you should eat this 100 idlis. If you eat 100 idlis, we believe that you are God. Then he started shaking. What is this? How can I eat so much? Huh? Jagannath eats so much. Why you cannot eat? You eat this 100 idlis, specially made for you. You say you are God, now eat. Then he couldn't speak anything. And then his wife started laughing. And his wife said, what you are saying? You are God. How you can be God? You cannot do normal activities in the home properly. So many things I tell you to bring, and you forget. And you say you are God. What you are saying? His wife only chastised him. So the wife chastised God, and God had to keep silent. And then he accepted he is not God. These are true incidents which happened in our Pune temple. So good, nice idea that Brahmachari did of feeding him 100 idlis. So, so like that, so many people claim that they are God, 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 God. Everywhere you hear that. Nobody says that I am servant of God. Nobody wants to say that I am servant of God. I am God. Just like here we see Radha Krishna dancing. So what people want, I am God. I also want to dance with beautiful young women like God. I only Krishna can dance. So that is what they want to enjoy. So that's why they want to claim themselves God. So Pondarak was no different. You also want to enjoy like God. So the people have envy for God because God is alone enjoying. Why I cannot enjoy this God? I am also God. I am no less than God. Everybody is God. You are God, he is God, everybody is God. But why you are suffering? Because I have not realized that I am God. When I realize I am God, I will not suffer. So Prabhupada would ask, God, how can God suffer? Because right now I have not realized. If you have not realized, why you have not realized? Because of the covering of the Maya. So how God can come under the covering of Maya? Then they would not have any answer. So that was very, 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 very famous everywhere. During Prabhupada times also the hippies would say, I am God. And what Prabhupada would reply to such hippies?
You are dog. Like that.
You are dog. Or sometimes what Prabhupada would say? Oh, yes, you are God. Please accept my obeisance and sit down. Sometimes Prabhupada would say like that. Or like that, somebody would ask, Swamiji, can you see God? And then Prabhupada would say, yes, I can see God, but you are standing in between. You sit down. There, the altar would be there. There is God in the altar. You are in between. You sit down. Like that, people, they actually have such a strong conviction that I am God. Because God means I am so great. I can do anything I want to do. I am not punishable even if I do something wrong. So they feel that this philosophy is very nice, although there is no basis for this. Although there is no basis. So anyway, so like that, this Pondrak wanted to claim himself God, but ultimately he was killed by God. And he dared to send a letter to God himself, Krishna, to give up his all the weapons and his ornaments and everything. So actually the first lesson is don't try to imitate God, but try to emulate God. You know the difference between emulate and imitate?
One is to follow the footsteps or instructions, emulate.
Emulate. And imitate is? Imitate
It is
is
to
one.
copy or to pretend.
Yeah. Just copy the actions, what somebody is doing. That is actually imitation. Emulate is actually following the instructions. So we should not imitate Krishna. We should not imitate Krishna, but we should emulate Krishna's teachings. What Krishna has told. So we should not try to become God, but we should try to become gods. Gods. What does gods mean?
His property.
Gods is apostrophe. Gods. Or we should not try to become God, but we should try to become godly. So don't try to become God, try to become gods, or try to become godly, or try to become God's servant. The founder wanted to become God direct. So don't try to imitate Krishna, try to emulate his teachings. That's the first lesson. The second, we see that um, here, if Paundarak actually went to the city of Kashiraj. Which was the city of Kashiraj?
Kasi?
Kashi, yeah, or today's Varanasi. So there he went, and then Krishna went there to face Paundaraka. The Paundarak came with his weapons and Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, and with Pitambar with a flute and peacock feather. And he really thought he is Krishna. And he said, "This is imitation of Krishna. This is imitation of Krishna." So like that, then they had fierce fight, and Krishna actually killed Paundraka. And Paundraka's friend Kashiraj, he also started fighting with Krishna, and ultimately Krishna killed him also. So if we associate with demons, we will also face same consequences. The second lesson. So Kashiraj associated with Paundraka, was a demon, was a rascal. And then Kashiraj also, without his any fault, only his fault was he associated with Paundraka. He also got the same thing. He was also kicked. So if we associate with such people who are degraded, who are non-believers, they criticize God and non-devotees, if we also associate with them too much, then what happens? Whatever they face the consequences, we will also face the same consequences. So we should try to disassociate with such people. We don't want to face the same consequences as they will face. So we should try to associate with good people. Because such people, their consequences is going to be hell. And if we also catch with them, we will also go to hell. So the famous example in Mahabharata is good example who became contaminated by the bad association. Famous example.
Karna.
Karna's example. Yeah, Karna was good by nature actually. And even Lord of Krishna believed in him. He wanted to come on his side. And Krishna would have given him such a nice position. But Karna actually became contaminated because of Duryodhana's association.
Kaigi also, Prabhu.
Who?
Kaigi, Mantara association.
Like you know Mantra association. Yeah. So you see such good people, suddenly because of bad association, they become 180-degree opposite. So that is the power of influence of bad association. And we see even Jivi the gorilla in future. I think next chapter, Jivi the gorilla. Jivi the gorilla, where it comes first? Mention Jivi the gorilla. Where is it mentioned? Whom he helped? Actually, Jivi the gorilla, he helped Lord Ram in the battle, Ramayana. So he was one of the monkeys in Sugriva's army. So he was a great devotee. And later in Dwapar Yuga, because of the bad association of Manasura, so he became a demon. And later, who killed Dvit gorilla?
Lord Balaram.
Balaram killed. So you see, he turned against Lord Balaram. And he helped Lord Ram that time. And because of bad association. So many examples are there of bad association. Bad association is very, very powerful. So we should be very careful in associating with non-devotees. If we too much associate, what happens? Their mentality, their thinking, or then ultimately the consequences. We also face the same consequences like the demons. So here, because of Paundrak's association, Kashiraj was also killed. But of course, Paundrak got liberation. Why Paundrak got liberation? What was the reason he got liberation?
he imitated Krishna and he looked like Krishna, and he was in that kind of a Krishna Smaran, wearing all the paraphernalia, flute and peacock feather. So
Yeah.
he was something like our Kamsa.
Kamsa. Yeah. So because Paundraka was so much Krishna conscious, always Krishna conscious in some different way, but that way he was thinking of Krishna, thinking of Krishna, thinking of Krishna. Krishna is so merciful, na? He gave liberation to him because he was so much thinking. Just like actually Shishupal. Narad Muni tells the example of Shishupal, how he would constantly think of Krishna, 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 Krishna in negative way. Kamsa also thought of Krishna, Krishna. When Kamsa's two wives would come to meet him, Asti and Prapti, so he would say, Krishna Balram has come, Krishna Balram, Krishna. So in his two wives, he would see Krishna Balram. So in one sense, he was so fortunate. He was saying Krishna Balram, Krishna Balram, Krishna Balram. But he was thinking in the negative way, in the mood of being afraid of killing.
The opposite of that was Prahlad Maharaj. Also, he always thought Krishna was omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient in a favorable way.
Yeah, yes. But Lord takes both in the same spirit. Do it not? Can you imagine the mercy of the Lord? One who thinks Lord in negative way of trying to kill him or trying to give him pleasure. Lord is so magnanimous. At least he's thinking of me in some way. Either trying to kill or trying to give pleasure. Some way he's thinking, Baba. So that's why these demons also got liberation. Because they were so much thinking of Lord. Putana also came. I had given this last time example of modulus. You remember anybody of modulus in maths? You remember your school, college days when you learned modulus. What is modulus in maths? Mod. Huh? Maths. Who would get 100 out of 100 in maths? Answer we get with time is asked. Who would remember, sir? I only have to get it. Mod. Mod is like this sign is there. Like this sign. Inside a number is there. Mod of minus 5 is what?
You're making it very difficult for us now, Prabhuji.
Oh, not so many years past.
They are in Prabhu, they are in transcendental consciousness. You are trying to bring them to material level. It will take time.
Sorry. I am trying to pull you in but I am trying to correct
I'm
our
just joking.
philosophy.
Just joking. They are hearing Krishna Katha, so they are in different consciousness.
No, they have forgotten the maths.
Yes.
So the modulus is see of any number is the magnitude. So modulus of minus 5 is 5. Modulus of plus 5 is 5. So the modulus of any number, positive or negative, is what? The magnitude. Modulus means the magnitude. It doesn't see the direction. Minus A or plus A, that it doesn't see. It sees only the magnitude. So modulus of any number is the magnitude of that number. So mod of minus 5 is 5, mod of plus 5 is 5. So I was just thinking of like that. Krishna sees only the modulus. Modulus of Putana. Putana was thinking of killing Krishna. Kamsa was thinking of killing Krishna. Shishupal was thinking of killing Krishna. Prahlad was thinking of serving Krishna. So what becomes modulus of all this? Modulus of all this is thinking of Krishna, thinking of Krishna, thinking of Krishna, thinking of Krishna. In which direction Krishna doesn't see. Krishna sees only the magnitude. Krishna is the original mathematician. He founded the modulus. So he only sees the magnitude and how much intensity one is thinking. So that's why Pondrak actually got liberation. But Kashiraj didn't, because Kashiraj was not thinking of Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So just I have a small to understand better. Like when people think favorably about Krishna, they are doing very good to the people. They preach, they transform many people's lives. But when we think of negative about Krishna, they also destroy people's lives, like Putana or Kamsa or even modern day. Like sometimes we say, like terrorists also, they take the holy book and they say they were thinking of God and they are doing all negative things, destroying the society, so many things. But they are like telling we are following God or something like that. So if they are doing so many sinful actions in the name of God, they are saying, even though they are negatively think of the God, but the people, society, everybody is affected because of their activities, like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. Then if God, of course, God is very merciful. But what about all these sins and all these troubles they did for the society, for the people? They ruined many people's lives. Then what will be the result of that? Because then, it is kind of course, when people are thinking positively about God, they are touching many people's lives. Many people get transformed. Even bad people become good people because of the association. But it is on the other way, bad people, they do so much harm to the society because of their evil intentions. In that way, how we can understand? Of course, Krishna is merciful, but the reactions, and sometimes people tomorrow they can take like that also. We are seeing like this people who are in the terrorist or something, they also take the holy book. They do a lot of bad things.
Yeah, that's true. See,
God will give paradise for them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they will enjoy in the heaven with the seven version. That's what. So actually, these people they where this Krishna is speaking about somebody who is thinking of Krishna directly. Krishna is not saying about these people who are not in the Vedic fold. So they are far from thinking of Krishna. So their conception of God is far, far, far away from what actually Pondrak was thinking, what actually Shishupal was thinking, what actually Kamsa was thinking. So they are thousands and thousands of miles away. So they were actually thinking of Krishna as a person. And they were so much envious of Krishna as a person. So that's why they cannot be compared to these people who had a very vague conception of God, very vague conception of what God wants, a very vague conception of humanity or good work. So these people are very different. They have actually, of course, their destination being very terrible.
Yes.
Because they don't have either good conception of God and they don't do any good for the society. So they are like lose both ways. But these people who are described in the Bhagavatam and in our scripture, they had a very specific understanding of God as Krishna, as a personal form Krishna. This is Shishupal, Kamsa, this Pondrak, and they were like, they believed in Krishna as a person who is having a form, and they were envious of that personal form of Krishna. So that is their advantage. That is their advantage because they were envious of Krishna, the person Krishna. So of course, now some of our acharyas they say now these people who were thinking of Lord Krishna in an unfavorable way, they didn't exactly achieve the same result as those who think Krishna in a favorable way. So in one sense, Krishna, of course, as you said, Krishna is very merciful, but you see they're different. The Vishnu Chakur Thakur also tells that Putana also achieved Goloka, but she is not exactly the nurse also of Krishna. She is a very distant nurse who only gets to see Krishna sometimes. She doesn't get the chance to personally deal with Krishna and feed Krishna like mother. So although we say that Putana got the position of a Dhatri, that's nice, but Dhatri, which Vishwanath Chakravarti was with, very distant. Because her attitude was negative. So like that also, Shishupal, he also got liberation. But these demons who think of Lord in a negative way, they get actually generally impersonal liberation. So the demons who are killed by Krishna and thinking of Krishna, they don't go exactly to Lord Krishna's Golok Vrindavan, but they get liberation. So this is to glorify how Lord's name is potent, how Lord's remembrance is potent in any way you think, but still you get the result. But this is to encourage people. But in those who are advanced, then they know actually they don't get exactly the same result. So that's why we should serve Krishna favorably only, and that is only called devotional service. So this is just to encourage that करो भाई भक्ति करो कैसे भी करो भगवान का नाम लो take Krishna's name even if you are envious of Krishna and you serve Krishna you want to know you are envious of Krishna but anyway be envious of Krishna. This is to encourage people but it is not to encourage devotees. Oh okay, devotees you are chanting Hare Krishna, you can also do in angry mood, in envious mood. No, this is not for devotees. This is for new people. कुछ तो भगवान के संपर्क में आ जाओ ऐसे तो somehow come in touch with Krishna. So this is to encourage new people, but it is not to encourage devotees because the destination surely will be different. There will be some difference. So even these demons, they don't get exactly Salokya Mukti or Sarukya Mukti. You know, they get Sayujya Mukti. These demons, so they don't go to Krishna Loka. They got Mukti, Sayujya Mukti. They remain in the impersonal Brahman. So this is for different types. You know, to encourage people, they say, "कैसे भी भक्ति देखो कंस ने the envious of Krishna still he got liberation." So what to speak of if you do bhakti in a favorable way? What to speak of that? In that sense, it is glorified. So they got liberation, but Sayajya liberation is what? It's Kaivalyam Narkayate. It's like hell. That's Kaivalyam. So it's not very good liberation. So this is a kind of statement where it is there to encourage people. Lord Krishna is so merciful. If they can get liberation, if you serve Krishna favorably, how much you will get the result. For that purpose, it is said sometimes in scriptures like that, but we should not take it literally like that. So, but you are speaking about these people. Actually, these people have no conception of God and Krishna, personal God. They are way, way away from conception of personal God. So their destination is quite very terrible. To do harm to the people. So this kind of contract and they are way much better than everything. So their destination is not exactly that the destination of devotees. This we have to understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So Vishnu would have to do these details. It's just to encourage new type of आओ भाई भक्ति में कैसे तो टच में आओ भगवान. I say
Thank
it's
you.
like that.
Thank you, Vishnu. This was asked in by one of our Bhakti Vriksha members.
Oh, अच्छा.
When we are explaining no favorable and unfavorable, then the Bhakti Vriksha, they were asking this question like, then what about these people like that? So
These people really.
I explained them that, but still I got little more clarity from you. So
this kind of people, they cannot be put in one category with Kamsa and Shishupal, and they are no way in that level. You know? They are way degraded, and Kamsa also. And Kamsa will feel, how come these people are so degraded? Kamsa will feel pity on them. So Kamsa, Shishupal, Putana, they believed in a personal form of Krishna. That was their qualification. So they came in touch with the personal form of Krishna, envy or anger or some mood. That's why their destination was completely different. But it is not the same as a devotee who serves Krishna. Their destination won't be the same. There will be some difference. As I told about Putana. Putana is a Dhatri, but she is a very distant Dhatri. She doesn't get to serve Krishna always. Very rarely sometimes. She gets to see Krishna. That's the Dhatri. We say that she got the position of Mother Yashoda. But that's just to encourage. Not Yashoda and her position is way, very different. Like
Okay. Thank you very much.
So second is that we learned if we associate with demons, then we will also face same consequences. And third is the third is actually what happened now that Sudakshina. Sudakshina is the son of Kashiraj. And what he did, Sudakshina, because he saw that my father is killed by Lord Krishna, I will take revenge. And then what he did is he did some yajna. He did yajna, he pleased Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva said that worship this fire demon, Dakshinagni, and you create this fire demon and then direct towards your enemy. And this will kill your enemy, but be careful if there is some fault that this demon will kill you only. He said, okay, no problem. And then exactly that happened. He made that fire demon, sent it to Dwarka, but Krishna sent Sudarshan Chakra. And then the Sudakshina fire turned back and killed the Sudakshina only, the son of Kashiraj. So the third lesson is don't play with fire. Don't play with fire means actually one should not uh, envy. Envy is like fire. So if we become envious of somebody, that envy will ultimately harm us. Just like this fire demon went and tried to harm Krishna, but ultimately it harmed that fire demon harmed the Sudakshina only, killed. So if we see, like the saying is there, the snake charmers generally die because of what?
Snake bite.
Snake bite.
Snake bites. Then the black magicians, they are killed by what?
By their own black magic.
The ghost. And the ringmasters, that they tame wild animals like tiger and ferocious. Many times they are killed by these animals. So we should not play with fire. So what it means for us is actually if we become envious and we want to harm somebody, then that envy and that negative feelings for somebody ultimately harms us only. So that is dangerous. So the devotee's life, he should be very generous to everybody. We should not cultivate envy or wrong feelings for anybody. So because that actually harms us also, us only ultimately. Like the example where this boomerang, you shoot and again it comes to us. The same person. So similarly happened with this Sudakshina. That fire demon killed him. So you might have heard about this person whose name was Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter. Got heard?
Yes, Prabhuji.
To do all the daredevil acts of jumping here, there, and playing with the wild animals. And how he was killed?
Yeah, that fish, no, that fish, the
Fish.
tail, the sharp tail
Ah.
killed him, punctured his heart.
Yeah.
Stingray.
Stingray.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he shot inside his heart only and he died. That fish. So he was famous for playing with the crocodiles and deadly snakes, and you will see sometimes the 10 most poisonous snakes in the world. you go home and catch them, and like it goes so near to them and go near the crocodile. They just trying to play with fire. And people who do like that, they are generally killed by that one. We should not play with fire.
Tamil,
Play with,
Prabhuji, in
huh?
Tamil, there's a proverb. It says that Keduvan Kedu Ninaipan. Keduvan
Yes.
Kedu Ninaipan means a person who thinks of creating.
The person who's doomed, he will always think of bad things.
The person who's doomed is the one who will think of all bad things.
Oh, person
He's
is
destined to be doomed. If he is thinking of dooming somebody else, he will be doomed.
okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it happens. Those people who are too envious and they want to harm others, and they are so angry, and then they plan of doing something wrong to others. Actually, they are only doomed, and they only they only face. But somebody wants to do good for others. Yeah.
Prabhuji, in South India, of course, the same applies in North India as well. If somebody wants to think of dooming, they can see these the serials. They can get all the ideas, Prabhuji.
Which serious?
All the serials that are going on nowadays,
Achha,
it is only about envy, pride, illusion. All the 6 anarthas based on the directors produce the serials based on the 6 anarthas only.
Yeah, because the 6 anarthas are there in the director, producer, the actor, actress, hero, heroine, villain.
So naturally they lack.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. So it is an amazing thing. If you spread envy, envy will come to you. If you spread love, love will come to you. So whatever you spread, that will come to you. So one should be very careful in our own thinking, because that's what we will get. So if we spread happiness, we will also get happiness. So a devotee's life should be very joyful, blissful, grateful, simple life, where there is no complication. Then people also actually see him in that way, and they also believe. But people see this person is envious, complicated, angry. They also deal in that way. But you are simple, nice, and then people also nice behave like that. So that's why we should live a life, a very simple life of a devotee. Always simple living, I think. Then the life becomes very easy. But people have complications, then other people also deal with them like that. You will get what you actually give to others. So that's what here we see. So, which are the 3 lessons we learned today?
Hey Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Lesson 1, don't try to imitate God. Try to emulate God.
Yeah, one by one. One and somebody else. Others.
If we associate with demons, we will also face the same consequences.
Kashiraj and Pong. And then?
Don't play with the fire. That means envious of somebody. You should not be.
It should not be envious.
Envious to it.
Yeah, negative energy we direct towards others, that will hit us only. So spread positivity, and then you will also get that in return, and you will be very happy. Spread happiness if you want to be happy. Treat others as you want to be treated. What Jesus Christ said: love thy neighbor
As you love thyself.
as you love thyself. If you love them as you love yourself, then that same love they will also receive.
In today's life, time and age, we do not even know who our neighbor is, Prabhuji. Where is the question of loving them?
But we are very close neighbor. You are there in Kanaya Desh and we are
Yes,
in
Prabhuji.
Bharat Desh.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You may not be meeting your neighbor so frequently. Actually, are meeting. Doesn't matter.
Vaishnavas are our neighbors, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So I'm grateful that you are hearing and tolerating me day after day, week after week. Although I just don't prepare anything and I give class in a half sleepy consciousness. You don't feel like that, huh? So I
No,
wash my
Prabhuji.
face and 2-3
Yeah.
times I wash my face before.
You are highly energized.
Sure. So it's like the far end of the day. But it's nice to speak to all of you. 10th Canto, Bhagavatham. And I like to share always with you wherever I go. And so you don't mind I sending pictures of some tham. So I keep roaming here and there. So like that, I will send you pictures, and you can also come with me in the dhams wherever I go. So you are ready for going to different dhams. So I do this congregation which I am cultivating. So we plan every 2 months we go to different places for some picnic. They also like picnic. I also like picnic. So you can also join in that online. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. The Mani Bhushan Krishna is not there.
Prabhu actually has been like working more time today. He's from 12 hours today, special some additional work. So he's not able to join.
Okay.
Next week he's traveling to India.
Next week he's traveling to India. Yeah, 1 month he's going to Mayapur also.
Mayapur, and where else is coming near to Pune?
Yes, you are. Yes, we'll tell him.
Then I can send you actual prasad.
Yes, Prabhuji.
If he comes to Pune, he'll have to